Hail and welcome to Some Secret Place. My name is Gemma. I've been a practicing Wiccan for a little while now, and in today's episode we're going to be talking about a Book of Shadows and grimoires, what they are, and exactly how you can write your own. So what is a Book of Shadows? What is a grimoire, and what exactly do you put in one? Well, my understanding is that a Book of Shadows is a book that contains static information. So information about the Sabbats, the Esbats, moon phases, correspondences for plants, herbs, colours, things like that. So things that don't really change over time. While a grimoire is more of a working book. You write down recipes that you're trying out for new incenses, poems that you write, rituals that you come up with, spells that you come up with, and records of how they worked, what you liked, what you didn't like, what you'd like to change about your practice. All those kinds of working things go in your grimoire, and the more static information goes in your Book of Shadows. Some people combine the two. Some people have their static information at the front of their book, and they have their working information at the back of their book. So what kind of book should your Book of Shadows be? Well, some people use sketchbooks, some people use plain notebooks, some people use normal notebooks. The size and the shape and the format is really up to you and what works for you. This is one of my old Books of Shadows. It is just a plain notebook that I got. It's like A5 in size, and it was my Book of Shadows for many years. Some people use one of these, which is a tension binder, where you open it up and you can put pages in and out as your heart desires. Books of Shadows can be kept in many different ways. You can keep it as a book. You can keep it as a folder. You can keep it as a pile of papers stapled together. You can even keep it on your computer as a disc of shadows. Some people combine both of their Book of Shadows and their grimoire. I personally do this. I keep my static information at the front, and I keep my more changeable information at the back. So any spells that I'm working on, any rituals that I've done, any poems that I've personally written, go in the back of the same book that contains my Book of Shadows. Your Book of Shadows should be a reflection of you. So what do I recommend you put in your first Book of Shadows? I recommend you go with the basics. Start with information on the Sabbats, the Wheel of the Year, the Esbats, and correspondences, herbs, crystals, colours, that kind of thing. You can write about different divination techniques like tarot, I Ching, runes, scrying. You can also write down different spreads for tarots and runes. But the actual working of the spread would go in your grimoire. And that's the basics of Books of Shadows and grimoires. I've put some links in the description down below for notebooks and other things that you may find helpful in starting your first Book of Shadows. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed today's content. If you have, please give me a like and a comment down below. And if there is something that I haven't covered that you would like me to cover, please also leave that in the comments down below and I'll see what I can do. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again.